Hey, it's Chris. I'm a lover of ultra minimal iPhone cases, and I used to think that something like the Peel ultra minimal iPhone case was as minimal as a case could possibly get. Until, that is, I found the Arc Pulse, aka the iPhone case that's completely ruined every other iPhone case for me. Now, about a year or so ago, I made a video about an ultra thin, ultra minimal, clear iPhone case from Peel that I really liked. But there's two problems with those types of cases. Number one, there's just not much to them material-wise, so they're easy to beat up. And number two, they tend to get yellow over time. And you can see from the reviews, that's the number one complaint. So over the years, I've bought several of those sorts of cases from Peel, from Totally, from other companies, but I only end up using them or enjoying them for a little bit before I have to move on. And recently, actually, I've been using Apple's official leather case because I figured, it might be kind of boring, but at least it has kind of a luxury premium feel to it. And that's not nothing. But let me tell you the 3 reasons why I've come to absolutely love, with no regrets, the Arc Pulse. And the first is just the looks. I mean, look at this thing. Actually, it goes beyond minimalism to what I would call essentialism. Just the actual bare minimum amount of material for this to still be considered something and not nothing. It's almost like somebody sat there designing this and said, let's envision a case and cut away absolutely everything that's not utterly needed. Like, how much can we delete and still have something that's functional? I mean, as you scope this out, don't you love being able to actually get a glimpse of this incredible industrial design of this $1,000+ iPhone 14 Pro Max with this gorgeous textured, smooth matte glass finish and the stainless steel sides that retract a ridiculous amount of fingerprints, but that are also awesome. A naked iPhone in all its glory is an absolutely beautiful design object. And most people just make it ugly by slapping a case on it. But most of us are like, well, I have to, I don't have a choice. But that's not the case anymore. Now, the second reason that I really like this thing is because it does still actually offer some real protection. It's almost like the exact opposite of a Peel case because it offers a kind of protection that somebody would actually care about. In other words, drop protection. Nobody cares about scratch protection, really. At least not me. I mean, I'm not really worried about scratching this up. It's really about dropping it and making sure it doesn't shatter. But so-called ultra minimal cases like the Peel case and other cases like it are the opposite. They only really offer scratch protection, which is pretty bad. So this literally consists of 2 pieces. You got the top piece there, and you got this bottom piece, and they just snap on. They securely lock into place with a pressure fit mechanism, and they're not gonna come off. I mean, it's almost hard to peel these off. So you snap it on, and then look, all of a sudden, your corners are covered, your camera's protected as well. And what's really genius about this is that even though it doesn't look like the sides and the top and bottom are protected, because they're not covered, they are protected. And that's because the bumper area here obviously sticks out further than the phone does. So whenever this hits a flat surface like this, then the phone's not actually making contact. Not that it matters, but you can actually stand this up and just let it sit there flat and it'll stay in place too. I guess that could come in handy for like a selfie or something. But there's a lip on this too and it sticks out past the screen. So even if you set this down on the surface with the screen down, the screen's actually not gonna be touching the surface that you're setting it on. I mean, if you're the kind of person who uses a screen protector, which I don't have one on right now, then I think most of them would definitely fit because usually there's like a little gap around the edge, around the side for cases. But let me get to one of the other things that I really love about this, and that is the feel, or better yet, the lack of the feel. I mean, we all know the feeling of unboxing a brand new iPhone, right? Really exciting, we love it, we get our hands on this shiny new device, and for a few minutes there before we cover it up in whatever case we're gonna use, we really appreciate it. We see it as like a miracle of modern science, and we're really excited about it. And then you slap a case on and you forget all about it, right? It becomes a lot more boring. But what I love about this is every time I take it out of the pocket, I get to experience that new iPhone feeling, that unboxing feeling, every single time because I'm actually going hands-on with the phone itself. And you might think this is ridiculous, but I think it makes me appreciate the iPhone for what it actually is and represents a whole lot more. So I absolutely feel like the Arc Pulse here lets you experience your iPhone in the way that it was intended to be experienced. Honestly, I think that they've outdone Apple here. Apple should buy this company because this is better than all of Apple's own cases. Now that's my subjective opinion, of course. You might feel differently. Maybe you're the kind of person who likes to put a tank around your iPhone and wrap it in layers and layers and layers of plastic. That's just not for me. So if you're also into ultra minimalistic, barely there cases that really let your iPhone come to life, then I think you're gonna love this. And I'm not just saying that because I was like, oh, I need something to talk about. I wanted to make a whole video dedicated to an iPhone case, which I haven't done in a really long time, because that's how much I really love this thing. So I'll link it up for you down in the description. But let me just clear up something real quick, because the last video I uploaded was talking about how I'm relying on the Apple Watch Ultra for a lot of my day-to-day stuff, digital connections, more than the iPhone. So quick update to that, because some people are gonna be like, why are you making an iPhone case video when you just talked about using the iPhone less? Well, yeah, I mean, most of the day I do try to use my iPhone less than I used to in the past, and kind of rely on this for my to-dos and tracking water and my fasting and calorie stuff and my Pomodoro timer. I'll have to make a whole video about that at some point, how I'm actually using it. But that doesn't mean I never use the iPhone. It just means I use it selectively, and when I do use it, I make the most out of it. I maximize the usage of this thing. So the whole idea is sort of that digital minimalist approach. I talked about that book. I'll link that up down below too if you want, but this is a different kind of minimalism, but it really fits in. I just love this look. All right, thanks for hanging out and listening to me talk about my new favorite iPhone case. I'm, of course, still working on my productivity course for Apple users. If that interests you, I'll leave a link where you can sign up and get notified when that thing launches. It's coming soon. Really excited about it. Life-changing content there. I know it's changed my life, going through all this content and organizing it and thinking about what it all means in the big picture. So check that out. Check out the podcast, newsletter. I'm done promoting stuff. I'll check you out in the next video. Later.